In the 90s, Report on Business magazine named him the reigning king of mutual funds. Our next inductee, Robert Krembil, has also been called Bay Street's greatest stock picker and a nice guy who finished first. Robert spent 50 years of his life as an investment analyst and portfolio manager. One of his legendary successes is Trimark, which he co-founded in 1981. Our video crew caught up with him at his beautiful horse farm as he talked about those early years.
The mutual fund industry when we started was basically on life support, hardly existed. Banks weren't involved. Well, now banks own most of it, and so it was an interesting time, and it was quite an experience. And that little company that we started from scratch, we sold in 2020 for $2.7 billion. So I'm kind of proud of that, and I guess I'm most pleased with the performance of Trimark Fund, which would be our flagship fund. And so people that invested, I say $1 or $100 in that in 1981, by the time we sold 18, 19 years later, it was worth 20 times that. We started up EdgePoint, and there was a little bit of a twist to that because we also created a public company, had an IPO. This public company was basically a closed-end fund, but it had an interesting twist. It also owned 20% of this EdgePoint wealth that we were creating, which at the moment we went public was worth zero, but it's obviously become quite valuable because EdgePoint today is well above 20 billion in assets under management. So it's been another success story, if you like. When Trimark was sold, I then had the cash to actually do the foundation, and so I created my investment company, Cheesewood, which is sort of a family office company, and the Krembil Foundation at that same time. And so we put a substantial investment into the foundation so that it had a meaningful impact in the marketplace. And one of the things, because of the success of Trimark, people come after you for funding things, and Schulich School at York University approached me. Deza Horvath, who was the dean at the time, and I thought about if I was going to give money, I wanted to do something in terms of the people rather than buildings and structures and so on. And so that's how we came up with the idea of scholarships. And there was a scholarship of merit, and then there was another scholarship, or a couple of other scholarships that were helping people that didn't have the finances. What our foundation is doing now, money has to go into basic research. If we're going to get cures for things like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or so on, there has to be basic research to raise the level of knowledge. I'm really pleased with what we're doing in that front. To be recognized by friends and colleagues and competitors in an industry that, as I say, I've been in all my life is mind-boggling to me, and to receive this award, this inductee, if you like, this induction into the Hall of Fame, that is, I can only describe as it's a great honor, and I'm grateful